because I must balance between the price of the indicator and the value of human life. So we must protest against power without responsibility. Our citizens have the power to vote, but that power is really being abused. And that is why Uganda is called a republic. Now, a democracy means everybody is around to decide. A republic means representatives take decisions. We are the Republic of Uganda because we have decided that we have put the candidates in a sieve and we send them to parliament to decide for us. That's why we are called Republic. In a kingdom like Buganda, it is called Lukiko or Kuchika. Of course, anybody who is in their banana plantation, in the coffee plantation, has opinions. But the system here is that a few people sit in that Bulange building and think for the kingdom, to make decisions. So I'm very pleased that today we are standing together. We have been talking with the Vice President, and even from Soroti we were talking, and I told him that let us agree on sequencing. What matters most? What comes first? You must do things knowing the order. The order matters. There is a rather funny story about a monkey that observed the person in a toilet which had an open door. He saw the person do his thing, then he used toilet tissues to clean himself. But the monkey forgot the order. It wondered, did he first clean himself and then do the thing? So it was confused. So it went and first cleaned itself and then proceeded and then walked out proudly. The order matters. The most important thing in DP right now is not the cooperation agreement. Because the cooperation agreement is about DP. We must first of all make sure the party is standing and it is strong and it is together. That way we can deal with anybody. We can contend with anybody, whether it is NRM, whether it is which party. After all, we are here in Uganda. So this press conference is about first things first. We must decide with what is most important, first and foremost. So if a fire catches your house and the house is burning, do you chase the rats that are running from the fire, or you first save your valuables from the house? That is what this press conference is about. So many of the people out there just are saying, please let's chase the rats. Really? Is that the most important priority for a party like DP? The very party has a lot of problems. We are not even sure who our members are anymore. Some of our leaders have books for NUP, they also have books for DP. They are registrars for DP, they are also registrars for NUP. And that is why the core of the party, some are in this formation or concoction called DA. So it is important that those of us who have had the privilege of guarding this party at the moment of maximum danger, we continue to declare that we welcome the challenge and we welcome the privilege. It is not that we enjoy fighting. We have never started any fight in DP. We only end the fights. Other people start the fights. So today we are assuring the members all over Uganda, we are sending a message to our party grassroots that we are standing strong together because we know that we are stronger together. Now, those who are undermining the solidarity of the party are the enemies of the party. We don't have time for them because also dealing with them will be like chasing rats. when our house is burning. So we have to practice what we are preaching. In Soroti, we gave a decisive response to the calls for a clear roadmap taking us to the National Delegates Conference. We took critical decisions, which I read here, and we issued important resolutions. What remains now is implementation without any further delay. We announced, and the organs of the party agreed, National Executive Committee and the National Council, that all roads lead to Mbarara for the National Delegates Conference. Nothing else matters right now. What matters is the Delegates Conference. And the Delegates Conference will take place. And the administrative decisions which have been taken are decisions that have been taken by the party, and they will be implemented. There is nothing that the Secretary General does without my knowledge and approval and the concurrence of the Management Committee, which is a constitutional body that meets here every week to make decisions in this country. Unfortunately, I do not know. Fortunately, my Vice President, apart from being a lawyer, is also a journalist with a degree in mass communication. I don't know why a lot of attention is given to self-styled warlords. You get the media paying a lot of attention on somebody who is boxing metals and so on, and claim that they are going to rescue somebody from a government prison. If you try that, there will be a funeral in your village. And the funeral will be yours. But you go and with your muscles. Why would you do that? And the media continues to encourage that kind of culture in Uganda. Our promise is that the processes in DP will be beyond reproach. There were questions about pronouncements by the Secretary General. The pronouncements were ratified by the Management Committee, which is the body empowered to make decisions in between NEC meetings. So the decision is valid and lawful under the Constitution of the Democratic Party. We believe in constructive engagement with our members. As we drive the process forward, we will take into account serious proposals. Announces itself. As we elect the National Executive Committee, there will be two things. There will be change, but there will also be continuity. You are likely to see some new faces on the National Executive Committee remaining intact because we have a battle, and up here and among some of you there, we have the hardcore of the party that has kept the party. Even those who said the party had been sold now want to come and lead it. If it had been sold, it means it is not there. So what are you coming to lead? So let us stop commenting. At stake is the future of Uganda. Commenting on, but why should you stay in a party if you believe the party no longer represents your ideals? Why would you stay in the party just to keep fighting and destroying it? So compared to the 2005 and 2010 National Delegates Conferences, where the sitting party president only went to the Delegates Conference with a tiny fraction of their National Executive Committees. 2005, Dr. Semugere only had 3 members of his National Executive Committee as he showed up for the Delegates Conference. The same in Mbale. I'm pleased to report that amidst turbulence, amidst storms, I have captained the ship and I will take it back to the delegates in Mbarara on the 30th of May. It will be up to the delegates to decide whether I can be entrusted with the task of undertaking another voyage as party leader. I will deliver the ship, salute, and ask, do I still qualify to go back to the stormy waters? Or you have found somebody better? Is there a better form of democracy than that? In DP, we don't ring fence. There is no resolution that tavuganyizibwa. It doesn't exist in DP. We have competition. Finally, team are parochial provincialists. They think in terms of regions, and they don't even represent the region well. They only use the name of Buganda, 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 but they will never go to parliament to move a single motion. I am the Minister of Justice. I can tell you that the government is determined to continue responding to the pressures. It is only the size of the purse which sometimes undermines the capacity of the government. Everybody in Uganda has a claim. Rwenzururu has a claim. Luwero has a claim. The Kingdom of Buganda has a claim. The areas in the north that had war, they have a claim. So we must solve this problem together as a country. We are still a poor country. We cannot pretend to be a rich country. Politics of tribalism, and I'm sure we will defeat them. But this is not the first time DP has confronted such people. In the 1960s, there was a party here called Kabaka Yeka. If you went to register for elections, they would cut your banana plantation, they would ostracize you, but they were confronted and unmasked. So I call upon the young generation of DP, because we are really preserving this party for you. And we warn you against joining these fights. These are not your fights. I was a young man when there was a fight between Dr. Semoge and some members of his group. I didn't join that fight, because for me that wasn't my fight. So I see a lot of our young people being confused into joining a silly fight. We still have people who need to be exposed, and this will never be surrendered into the hands of reactionary forces that seek to reduce the party to a small-minded outfit serving narrow interests as opposed to the founding ideals of the party. We have had these differences whenever we are going for a delegates conference. But we listen. Incidentally, because of our culture of democracy, we listen. As we headed to Mbale, there are those who claim that the process violated the party constitution. But they knew the truth. They boycotted the delegates conference because their defeat was imminent. They knew they would be unmasked the way they were unmasked in Soroti during the National Council.